Are you one?
Just in time. Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Thursday night. It is Out of the Fog. We're a Local Matters Bob across the province, and it's all about good times and wicked people doing cool things to make the province more exciting and successful as a region. And where would I be without the one and only Slim Macho to my left? What's good?
How are you, Donnie?
I'm living life.
You dug yourself out, you're here?
Listen, I'm dug and I'm turned.
Yeah, absolutely, I know.
Snowmageddon came,
Yeah.
and it was not what was up for any of us business owners or any of us good time lovers across the province. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, snow blown.
Yeah, oh yeah, blown away.
Yeah.
But thank God we got that dance tantric to lean into.
Absolutely, yeah. Valentine's Day, February 14th, Friday night at Velvet, Dance Tantric. We have performers, we have DJs, we have vendors. I mean, we have it all. Kellyanne and Ali Oop from Smoke Show. I'm very happy, so we're very excited.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be a blast. Tonight on the show, we have some wicked stuff. We have Tanya, we got Chris Ryan coming through. It's Out of the Fog, and we'll see you in a few.
You're watching Rogers TV, St. John's.
Come home to Hope Valley and see all the faces you love again.
Scandals. Here he is.
Here we all are.
When Calls the Heart Season 7 premieres February 23rd. And watch all your favorite heartwarming episodes of Seasons 1 to 6 only on Super Channel On Demand.
You're watching Rogers TV, St. John's.
You said his plate again.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Most people living with it don't even know they have it. I'm Alex Lifeson. My family, like many of yours, has dealt with the conditions that cause kidney disease. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family member with kidney disease, you are at risk. If you are overweight or over 50, you are at risk. And certain ethnic groups are also at higher risk. Please talk to your family doctor and have your kidney function checked regularly.
Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back. It is Out of the Fog, and as I told you, we're gonna have a great show tonight. So many guests coming through, talking about all the cool things they're doing to keep the province exciting and moving forward on all the levels. And someone to my left who knows all about how to do that is Tania Heath. How you doing?
Hi.
So good to see you.
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad that you're here.
Of course, me too.
Just
This
hanging
is great.
out.
Yeah,
just
hanging
me
out.
and you and all of them out there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I love those people.
Yeah, I love you. See you soon, everyone.
Mom.
Well, like, she'd love that.
Right? Yeah.
So, like, that happened. So, let's start off and take it right at the top. I will say, as I start a lot of these segments, Board of Trade of St. John's, an incredible organization that does so much to help our business community, but as well, there are so many initiatives around the subject of business, of which that they are such a great partner and proponent of. And one of those interests we're going to learn more about today.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us, everybody, about the venture that you are leading up here locally, and then we're going to dive in and learn more.
Great. Okay, so I'm a part of an organization called TeamGrowNL. So this is a relatively new initiative in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And the project aims to help local businesses with their workforce challenges. And if they're having trouble finding local talent in Newfoundland and Labrador, we meet with them one-on-one. We help them with the resources that are available to them in regards to immigration and also attracting expatriate Newfoundlander and Labradorians.
Now, when I hear the subject about bringing expats back to the province, that makes me very excited.
Yeah, of
So
course.
many friends have had to move away to find work and opportunity in other places, or they tell themselves that they do when they don't actually. What do you know about that?
Well, I'm an expat myself.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just moved home actually from being in Toronto for 3 years.
Nice.
And while in Toronto, it was a really great experience, and I would recommend it to everyone.
Sure.
But living and settling down and things like that definitely has to be home, for me anyway. Yeah.
Settling down. I don't know about any of that.
Well, we'll see.
I think we're a bit more wild here than we do in the bigger, more sophisticated, conservative places across the country, you know? But here you are.
Here I am.
So talk about a day in the life of what you do and the people you touch so that people at home can understand the value it has for them to mention it to maybe a friend or a family member or maybe themselves.
Yeah. So Team Grow, it's very much so employer focused.
Okay.
So we meet with local businesses one-on-one who are having trouble finding this talent locally in many different sectors of the industry. And we kind of just go through the resources that are available in Newfoundland and Labrador, help get them set up with things like the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, and we explain to them how they can attract expatriates to their business, because expats are out there, they do want to move home, and they're just looking for the right opportunity, so hopefully I can be a catalyst in that and kind of bridge the gap and put these two people together.
Now, everything about the entity in terms of its branding and just how it looks and feels, it feels very not-for-profit. Is it that case, or is it a capital business?
Yep, it's a not-for-profit.
Okay.
So this venture is funded by ACOA and the provincial government.
Amazing.
And so our services are completely free of charge. Yeah, so that's one good thing about it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Because I will say I have in just like my business life so much proximity to amazing recruiting and talent seeking and finding entities and companies who do work to find work for people who are trying to come home or have other sort of reasons. And also, you know, the employers who are looking to find that talent. So it's interesting that ACOA would fund a program that's a not-for-profit. But I guess the way that it works is such that you're not really competing against private business doing the same thing.
No.
You often probably are a good catalyst or proponent to work with those businesses.
Absolutely. That is 100% our goal. We're filling a very small niche in the industry where we are very employer focused. There's a lot of great organizations out there that do similar things with similar goals in mind, such as the St. John's Board of Trade and their TeamGrowNL program and the Association of New Canadians. So I'm looking to work with these organizations and promote each other and see how we can work together to...
I love that.
Yeah.
That to me, I'm glad that we got there because I wanted to really make sure that people really at home understood that the value of your organization in a lot of ways is to make sure that we can actually create maybe more of that roadmap, because again, like whether you are a person looking to move home or someone who's here looking for a different career or an employer looking for that special talent, it can be a little bit of a snakes and ladders game.
Yeah, definitely.
Who do I go to? Where do I list my resume?
Yeah.
Who cares about me versus the engine I'm putting my application into? It can be very intimidating and overwhelming for anybody on either end of the scope, am I right?
Absolutely, and that's kind of one of our main goals is just to form these direct relationships with these businesses and these expats that are looking for opportunities. To bring them together personally and make it work out that way.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So you say you serve all industries.
Yeah, so these industry associations would be, for example, the Environmental Industry Association, the Technology Industry Association, oil and gas, Canadian manufacturing and exports, industries like that. So we are focusing on these industry associations first and foremost and their members. These are industries that they know very well that it is a little bit challenging right now to fill the labor force. And we're just here to help them out and have a chat.
That's so great.
Just a simple chat just to get the information flowing to them and help them start on some of these routes that they may not have known about.
Which I'm telling you now, and you know this anyway from your work in the organization already, there's a lot that people don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't it wild?
Yep.
Now, as an example, you're talking about Nia, Natty, Noya. I mean, that should be a rhyme. These are just three of the organizations in the province that serve different sectors of industry. And so I'll bring up Natty, the technology industry. I heard an interesting stat from Michael, who works there, who I met with yesterday, about the fact that there are 4,000 tech jobs coming up this year that the people in the province, the business owners, employers, can't find people to work in them.
Exactly.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so that's the role I'm in, is to help industries like Natty and their member organizations to find these people and just to let them know that there are different ways to do that through immigration and through finding expats that have moved away and are looking for these opportunities and just don't know that they exist.
Right. I can't imagine being someone who lives or works away and is dying to get home, but I really don't know where to go. Or how to get there. So I can only assume they're in the shadows on their phones, on the bus or the subway or whatever, Googling things. What would they enter to find you?
Well, we did just set up a partnership with MUN Alumni Affairs. So I'll mention that for the expat piece. So I will be joining MUN Alumni in different alumni events across North America this year.
Wow, that's so amazing.
So this is where MUN alumni gather. These are people that once lived in Newfoundland and Labrador and they've moved to work. So places like Houston and Calgary, Toronto, Halifax, these hubs of people that are just working and maybe they are looking for opportunities to come home. My job here is to meet with businesses locally, find out what their needs are, and then bring these vacancies directly to these expats at these events. So if you're a MUN alumni, go to those events and maybe I'll see you there.
100%.
And I can kind of show you firsthand what's available here.
You have a very important job on your hands.
I think so. Thank you.
It's rewarding work, I'm sure.
It's really rewarding, yeah. It's, when one step to helping the Newfoundland and Labrador economy. So that's pretty
Totally.
good.
I think we all actually are lucky to share that responsibility and opportunity, and I think of anybody better to help with that than you. You've been amazing to meet. I look forward to seeing you in all those places, helping all the Newfoundland and Labradorians to get home and find their rightful place here in the province. And I think on the break, you should talk to this lady over here because she works in talent and recruiting as well. And
Amazing.
this is a connection, guys. It's all
right.
happening, you know?
We'll talk later.
Do that. Guys, this is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Out of the Fog, and we just heard a brand new song by this beautiful SOB right here, the one and only Chris Ryan. How are you?
Great, brother. How are you?
Great, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for swinging in.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I will want to get into this more now because this is the topic for all musicians. Releasing a full album, people's attention spans, access to digital means where it's more like songs versus listening and taking in the full creation. And yet you're right. Everyone thinks you have to have 37 minutes of music in order to qualify for a lot of the categories. I wonder if that is an outdated criteria.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a little bit of a, this is going to be great now. I'm going to get canned from every organization and not be able to say anything. But I do believe that it is a little bit of a dated, archaic idea, just in the way that the music industry is right now. The way that people access and listen to their music is far different than when those parameters were kind of like set.
15 years ago, 10
well,
years
exactly,
ago.
you know what I mean? So now it's like, as opposed to getting out there and trying to sell physical copies, which is really where you, like, for a musician or an artist, that's where you make your money. When you're on tour, like, you know, you could be on the biggest tour in Canada, but you're still getting paid, you know, fairly, but not great.
Right.
But then you can double or triple that if you're selling merch. So whether it's albums is a big thing, obviously still. But now, as opposed to pushing to get an album, it's, oh, add me to your Spotify playlist or throw me into your Apple or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, Taylor Swift, as an example of a mainstream massive artist, she's actually has been pulling her songs down from all of those sites. She's like, yo, I don't make any money off being added to your playlist. Buy my single, buy my album. That's how I afford to live my life. Now, she's a baby. She just doesn't need to wake up in the morning.
I'm just happy you
point,
put us in the same conversation.
Well, it's you and Taylor. That's all I think about. And sometimes Paul Brace.
Well, how could you not?
Well, exactly. Look at him over there. God damn.
He's handsome.
He is, yeah. So let's talk about your latest album and tell me everything, because it takes a lot to lay down and invest in that much creative work.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm kind of really blessed in the sense that I've been working with a few different artists throughout Canada as a sideman. So that has kind of been a time, it's kind of pushed it a little bit longer than normal, which is why Last Forever and Slow Down are a year apart. But during that time, we're still writing, we're still creating new music. I'm working with a studio out of Nova Scotia with Chris Kirby.
The one and only.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like when we can get up there, if there's a gap in between, Sierra Noble or Carolina East or myself, whatever it is, if there's a gap there, we just kind of go in, crush out what we can, and then say, hey, we're going to do it. But now we're like, we've been working with some funding things and whatnot, so now we actually have a time period where it's like, we're going to do this, which is great, because now it's like deadlines, and I hate deadlines, but it's the best thing, because now we have an idea that this spring into the early summer we're going to have new material and something, another coaster for everybody to purchase for their coffee table.
Well, it's funny, and this is the conversation. It's like albums can sometimes be construed as a memento of the music that was.
Yeah, it's funny, because I look back, I had to, for a tour that I was doing for myself this summer, like a mini tour through the Maritimes, I actually had to print old copies of my album because I hadn't actually had a physical copy of my first album from 2014 in probably like 3 years.
Yeah.
And actually I had to give one away for a press thing in Nova Scotia. I physically had to go to Fred's Records, buy the very last copy that they had because I had none. I had to buy my own music so that I could send it off, sign it, and it could be part of like a group, like a package thing.
Wild.
Yeah, so and it was fun. It was kind of weird too, because now I get all these albums. I'm like, I haven't seen these in ages. So it's just like boxes and boxes and boxes of, you know, like I say, coasters.
Slow Down, Last Forever. 2 songs that sound like you are in the mind frame of time.
Well, I don't know because I don't have any of it, but
maybe that's the point.
Yeah, but Slow Down is just a song. Myself and Kirby sat down. We were just kind of going back and forth. I'm not a technology guy. Like, I'm really bad with cell phones, socials, all that stuff. So it's just kind of a notion of, you know, like we live in a beautiful area, especially us in the maritime provinces. It's funny because I'm going right into the tour spiel that we just rehearsed for half the country, but. You know, we live in a beautiful place, and so many people consume themselves in screen time and staring at phones and all this sort of thing. So it's just like put your phone down and just embrace what's around you.
I love that. Guys, I want you to bend an ear. We'll be right back to wrap the show and a second song by the man of the hour, the one and only Chris Ryan. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back. Slim is always playing the hits. I love it. Guys, tonight we had a wicked old show. We met a new friend named Tania who told us all about some wicked work she's doing to help Newfoundlanders come on home. And of course, a wicked hang with the one and only Chris Ryan. He sang before, he's singing now. Goodbye is the name of the song, well suited for this moment in the show. This is Out of the Fog, and you're about to listen to Chris Ryan. We'll see you next time.
I said I was sorry, dragging you along. Do you think that it'd make up for all I've done wrong? 'Cause life, it ain't easy to broaden you in. Wish I'd have known be the worst of my sins. Tonight I lay my heart out. It's broken anyway. The head in my hand, this ghost of a man. Muster the strength to say goodbye. It's like I am an island. You're the girl who can't swim. Try my best compensation. Well, I'll barter. I'll buy you this vessel so you could sail to my shore. But there's holes in the mainsail. The hull's battered. Tonight to the straight to sea. Goodbye. Oh, goodbye.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.